Once, at a train station in a city, there used to be a beggar. That beggar would survive by asking for alms from passengers sitting in the arriving trains. One day, when the beggar went to ask for help, he noticed a wealthy-looking man in a suit. The beggar thought, "This man surely is very rich, and if I ask him, he'll surely give me a good amount." Then the beggar approached the man and began to ask him for alms. But looking at the beggar, the rich man said, "Do you always just ask from people? Have you ever given anything in return?" Hearing this, the beggar was surprised and said, "Sir, I am just a beggar. I survive by begging. I don't have the ability to give anyone anything." Then the rich man said, "If you have nothing to offer, then you have no right to ask for anything from others either. I am a businessman, and I believe in exchange. If you have something to offer me, then I can give you something in return. But if you don't have anything to give, I can't give you anything either." So after that, the rich man boarded the train and left. The beggar sat there thinking about the words of the businessman. The beggar thought, "All this time I've been begging, but no one has ever said anything like this to me." Although the businessman didn't say anything bad, it really struck the beggar. He thought, "It's true. If I can't offer anything, how can I expect to get something from others?" Then the beggar thought, "Maybe that's why people don't give me much, because I don't offer anything in return." Then he thought again, "I'm just a beggar, and what could I possibly give to anyone? But this much is true. How long can I just keep asking from others without giving anything back?" And finally, the beggar decided that from that day on, whoever gives him alms, he would give them something in return, no matter how small. But now only one thought was going through his mind. What can I give in return? This thought kept him occupied for 2 days. For those 2 days, the beggar didn't beg at all. On the third day, while the beggar was sitting at the station, he noticed some flower plants on the other side of the platform, full of blooming flowers. Then he thought, "What if I give people a flower in return when they give me alms?" He decided that from today, instead of only asking, he would also give a flower. He went and plucked a few flowers from the plant. Then, holding the flowers in his hand, he went to the train to beg. Whenever someone gave him money, he gave that person a flower. The people happily kept those flowers. Now the beggar would bring flowers every day, and whoever gave him something, he'd give them a flower. Within a few days, the beggar noticed that now more people were giving him alms. As long as he had flowers, people were happy to give. But once the flowers ran out, they didn't give him much. This kept happening every day. One day, while the beggar boarded the train to beg, he saw that same businessman sitting inside, the one who had inspired him to give something in return. The beggar quickly went up to the businessman and said, "Today I have something to offer you. If you give me something, I will give you a few flowers in return." The businessman gave the beggar some money, and the beggar gave him some flowers. The businessman really liked the beggar's idea and said, "Today you've become a businessman like me." After saying that, the businessman got off the train and left. Again, the beggar started thinking about what the businessman had said. He thought, "How can I be a businessman?" After thinking a lot, the beggar realized that now he too could become successful because he had discovered the secret of success. The beggar got off the train and looked up to the sky, shouting, "I am not a beggar, I am a businessman. I can be like that rich man. I can be wealthy too." While the beggar shouted, people around him looked and thought maybe he had gone mad. From the next day, the beggar was no longer seen at the station. 6 months later, 2 men in suits boarded a train from the same station. They looked at each other and shook hands. The first man said, "Do you recognize me?" The second man said, "No, I don't think I've met you. This must be our first meeting." The first man smiled and said, "We've met on this train twice before. I'm the beggar to whom you once said what I needed to do with my life. The second time, you told me who I truly was." The second man laughed and said, "I remember now. You're the beggar I once refused to give alms, and the second time I bought flowers from you. But where are you going dressed like this? What are you doing nowadays?" Then the first man said, "Yes, I was that beggar, but today I'm a successful flower businessman. I'm traveling to another city for my business." Then the first man said, "The words you told me during our first meeting, that's actually a law of nature. We can only receive when we give something first. I understood that well. But even after that, I still considered myself a beggar. I never thought beyond that. But the second time we met, when you said I was already a businessman, I realized something. People were not giving me alms, they were paying for the flowers. Each person was buying flowers from me because they couldn't get them that cheap anywhere else. Even if in their eyes I was a small businessman, in my own eyes I was still a beggar. But after what you said, I understood. I was indeed a businessman. I used the money I saved to buy more flowers and started a flower business. Now people love my flowers, and their love has made me a successful businessman. After that, both of them got off the train and went their own ways. What kind of life we have depends on our perspective. If you see yourself as small, you'll remain small. But if you can recognize your inner potential, you too can become something great one day. So never see yourself as less. See yourself as successful, strong, and capable. Because when your thinking changes, your future changes too. If you liked the video, give it a like, tell us in the comments what this story taught you, and share it to inspire others too. Thank you for staying with us.